For most of my training career, strength is the thing that I've had to rely on because of my injury. Running is something that I've had to completely rebuild from the ground up. I'm now 7 weeks into a 15-week training program to find out how fast I can run 1 mile. And that mile is just the beginning. Hi, I'm Sam, and if you're new here, I'm a coach, I'm a hybrid athlete, I'm a veteran, and I'm a below-knee amputee. If you've been here for a little while, you know it's been a minute since I've been posting regularly, and I'm excited to get back to it. A lot's changed in my life since the last time I was filming regularly, and I'm really excited about where everything is going and where I want this channel to be. So I'm really happy you're here and you're back. Let's go ahead and get this workout done. All right, got a run buddy today. Probably the first time this entire training cycle I've had anybody run with. Josh just got done with riding a bike across Iowa for 7 straight days, and for some reason he doesn't want to sit on a bike today, so he's gonna run. Since my amputation, I've done a ton of testing to see what this meat suit's capable of. I've gone from learning how to walk and returning to familiar competitions such as CrossFit and the Highland Games early on, to deciding I wanted to get into things I wasn't as comfortable with, primarily in endurance, learning to run on my prosthetic. I got into martial arts. Eventually, you have to stop pointing at what you've always done and decide what you're building next. And that's what led to a lot of my time away. It was figuring out some of these pieces in my life, things that I had been doing for a long time. I'm finally in a place where I'm excited about what I'm building. I love what I'm doing. And while I've definitely had some tough pieces in my life, I've definitely been dealt some tough cards, I wake up every morning excited for the day, grateful to be here, and just I couldn't be more excited to keep building what I'm building. So the exciting part about getting back onto YouTube for me, I've done Instagram, do Instagram, we'll continue to do Instagram, and Instagram is great. It's great for showing moments and highlights. But what YouTube does is it gives me the space and the room to kind of discuss the decision-making process, the nuances that led to said moments. And that's what I think is a lot more valuable. Those moments highlighted are great to spark inspiration, motivation, and ideas. But what I want to get into on this channel is the nuance, the decision-making process, the prosthetic adjustments that are required, the mistakes that I'm going to make, how I'm going to adjust, and how I'm going to learn and apply those lessons. That's what I think becomes really useful for somebody who I think wants to watch my stuff, somebody who has rebuilt their version of their best life multiple times and will do it again, and I'm doing it again right now as an athlete. I want my channel to be valuable for those people trying to rebuild what feels like maybe their whole life, or it's just their body, their confidence, the structures in life, the direction in life. This is where I want this channel to be valuable. And so that's what makes me excited about hopping back on YouTube and getting this channel rolling and keeping it rolling. Warm-up's done. Just a nice, easy 15 minutes. What I've got next, and I'm given a range 6 to 10 sets of, it's 100 meters stride out. So it's not a full sprint, but really just focusing on being relaxed, long, and like how aggressive can I be while staying loose. I recover the 300 meters around the track and do it again. Feeling pretty good. I'm pretty typically hitting 10 laps on this one, so I would imagine that's probably what we're gonna do today. So let's go run. generally speaking, running as an amputee and running as, without any disability is, for the most part, it's the same. It's the same sorts of progression, same sort of training metrics. There's just a couple of considerations that come into play. And when it's this hot out, the main one becomes sweat. So as less sweat can kind of build up inside of my socket, it doesn't really have anywhere to go. It can create skin issues. So that's a big thing that I've got to really focus on. And if you're an amputee, it's something you've just got to learn how to pay attention to, and you got to learn how to feel. You got to learn your management strategies around it. There's a lot of things to do, and I'm not going to go on a full dissertation about it right now. But the quick check is skin's in good shape. Got pretty sweaty on that one. Definitely glad it was only as long as it was. And right now, that's the biggest thing we're battling with keeping training consistent, is to simply keep all of that healthy so that I can keep the wheels moving on that. So all in all, we're like seven weeks into this program. We've had very little issues through what we're about to get into, like the true meat of the summer. So we just want to keep that train rolling. Hey, buddy. Found ourselves a little shade. It's nice outside today. So I want to catch you up on exactly where training is, where the channel's going, and kind of bring this guy in for a landing here. So right now with my training is I am 7 or 8 weeks into a 15-week block, with the goal being a max effort mile. I really think this is something that I maybe should have gotten to earlier instead of continuing trying to push distance as I started running, because that is what I was interested in. But I do have a strong belief that improving this mile fitness and the skill set around the mile is going to come into play, and it's going to be a win for me when I do move back into longer distance and chasing ultra marathons. And the more immediate though, the goal with all of this running right now is I am registered for HYROX in Nashville in December. And I know for a fact that my biggest detractor for my time is going to be my foot speed. So that's really why I wanted to put a lot of good work into this right now, to set the table to then get a good 2 to 3 months of training for HYROX in Nashville. And I think this is going to pay off huge. Really the question then becomes, will all of this running translate whenever I have the interference of things like sleds, burpees, lunges, etc.? So that's like the fun, interesting part of the equation for me, is trying to solve that. And for right now though, our goals, I've got like an A goal and then like a B goal that's like a stretch. So my A goal is, I believe my mile time should 100% be below 7 minutes. It should start with a 6. How far under 6, I don't know. I jokingly have talked about, I'm in this like Dunning-Kruger peak of misplaced confidence. And so I am a little curious to how close to, or possibly even break 6:30. That would be, to pull a minute off in 15 weeks would be pretty gnarly. Like that would be pretty insane to pull that much time off. But there's so many different things that I'm learning around this max effort mile, and learning around how to pace it and how to manage it and how to train it, and maintaining my gait mechanics at this not quite max effort that I didn't have when I tested. So who knows? I'm leaving a great result on the table and available up here, and letting the universe saying, hey, thank you for that sub 6:30 mile. Awesome sort of deal. So I'm just leaving that open. So like I said, the big goal right now is setting the table for a training block for my first HYROX race. As far as the channel is concerned, my plan with the channel is to, some days they're going to be training, some days are going to be talking more about the nuts and bolts like programming, recovery, and other times it may be more around the habits around consistency and the behaviors that create success, the behaviors that I believe are game changers for both me as an athlete and me as somebody who's navigating the world with an amputation, with a prosthetic. I think all of that information is the type of things that I can really help people with, share, and I want to make sure that I'm putting that out there. So as we bring this thing in for a landing, I want to know, how fast do you think I can run this mile? How much time do you think I can pull off of that 7:29? And other than that, I just want to say thank you. If you are an old subscriber who saw that I posted and decided to take a look, thank you so much for giving me another chance and clicking on the video. If you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, hopefully you subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out. Can't wait to bring you guys the next episode next week, where we start kind of talking about how we're going to integrate my strength work with the running.